Hello and welcome to Important Learning, the home for the best stories lived at CUNY Logistics University. Navigate with us through the life experience of our students and let yourself be inspired by their challenges and their achievements. Here we go. With the amazing view of the Elbphilharmonie here in Hamburg, we're sitting today on campus to talk about precisely music. If there is something that our student body in KLU is rich with, that is talent. And it can come in many forms. Today, we are focusing in just one of them, which is the passion for music. And we do it accompanied by our student, Ann-Sophie Brenk. Hi, Ann-Sophie. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Anne-Sophie currently studies her master's in management at KLU, and she is a very active member of the KLU community. She is a very focused student inside the campus doors and has very clear her priorities within her professional career. But out of the lecture rooms, she also dedicates herself to her other big passion, which is music. She sings, she plays the piano and the saxophone. She has her own artist profile in Spotify. And what's best, she's here with us to tell us everything about this wonderful journey. I will say, let's just start from the beginning, Anne-Sophie, and tell us, when did this passion for music start for you? And how did it become like your main hobby or your big hobby?
Yes. So I discovered my passion for music at the age of, I think, around 5 or 6, because that was when I started playing the saxophone, the piano. I joined a choir and I had my first solo. And this was an experience for me, which, made the journey start. So from that day on, it became my main hobby because I had a lot of fun performing on stage, playing with other musicians, writing songs. So, for example, in a jazz band with my siblings, I was the singer and I was playing the saxophone. And the excitement before a performance, as well as the feeling afterwards, is so amazing that it just becomes your main hobby and you, directly want to perform again.
And it becomes also like social interaction. As not only you're doing something by yourself, but exactly part of a community as well.
Yeah.
But then, so you started, I don't know if like classically trained, because I imagine in the choir was, what kind of choir it was?
No, it was just a normal school choir. So It was nothing professional. I never had singing classes. I just had a few in the last weeks. But it's just always been a hobby, not a profession.
But your passion keeps developing, and then it keeps till today. Mm-hmm. What kind of music is that that you do?
I'd say it's pop music, but I'm always open to try new genres. So, for example, if there's another musician, I have a friend I'm writing songs with, and he's into a different genre, and then I like to try it out as well.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Do you create your own music, or do you prefer to do covers of the music you already like? Both?
Yeah, I do both. So I like to cover, but more for myself. But I think I prefer writing my own songs because you can express yourself. And I also like to publish only the good ones on Spotify, Amazon Music, or Apple Music, and so on.
Cool. Then I think we can just dig a little bit more on this creative process, because I think it's very interesting, very insightful to know how you create your music. And maybe some of our listeners are thinking, hey, I'm thinking about starting myself a musical project and I don't know where to start. So how is this process of writing an original song?
Yes, so I think it depends on the person you're asking. But when I start writing a song, I always start with the instrumental before I write the lyrics. So I just choose 4 harmonizing chords. That's how you can start with. You can take more afterwards. And then I just play them in different combinations. And while doing that, I get a feeling and I get a picture situation in my head. And then from that moment on, I just try to use words to describe this picture. And then I collect all the sentences that come to my head when I think of that. And then it's quite easy because you just have to match your instrumental with the words so that it rhymes and it's consistent with the syllables and the chords. Yeah, so
that is fascinating because it's like double art, right? You're sort of like a painter first in your brain, like you get this landscape and then you put it into sound.
Yeah, it has to become one in the end. That's right.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
What if let's say somebody is thinking about, okay, I'm going to write my own songs. What are like the first, ideas or steps or tips that you could recommend them? Like, do this or don't do that.
Yeah. So I think my main tip would be to choose the right topic you want to write your song about, because that's essential for your success. Because if you choose a song theme that is close to your heart, you have, first of all, way more lyrics coming to your head because it's a topic you're really involved with. And also, second, the song will end up being much more authentic and honest. And that's, in the end, the goal of your song. So like heart and brain connection, sort of. Yeah. So if you're having, I don't know, a hard time or you're heartbroken, that's the best to write about in that moment because you have so many emotions to put into that song. And in the end, the listeners will hear if that's true or if it's just fake.
And let's be honest, some of the greatest songs in history have been done about breaking up. So let's not discredit that emotions.
I think it's even the easiest to write a song about, honestly, because it's a situation where you have so much to say and so many emotions to express. So
wonderful.
Take that as a start.
So music is definitely a very disciplined hobby. It then requires time. And as you say, it requires a lot of yourself, your own emotions, your own personal pains and greatnesses, if you will. But you are also very involved at KLU. You are part even of the Student Ambassador Program. You have been doing many projects. So how do you combine dedicating time to your music and dedicating your professional career that you have chosen in your projects at KLU?
Yeah. So here I clearly separate between work and pleasure. So like studying and all university-related projects like the ambassador program of KLU, they always have priority. And that's what I do first. And as soon as I have free time, then I dedicate this time to my music.
Do you think, in your opinion, it is viable to have an artistic career and also a, let's call it, corporate career, just to call it some name? Or is there a point where people have to really just choose, I'm just going to do this professionally in this way or in this other?
So honestly, I think pursuing both careers at the same time is hardly manageable. So I think you really have to decide at some point, because both careers are really time consuming and require a lot of focus and attention, and you can't just do it. You can't just reach your goals with 50% commitment. So I think, it's at some point you have to decide. But I often also hear that it's an advantage not to make your hobby a profession. So I think that's what music is for me. It always remains fun and my passion, but never a duty.
I agree with that. Sometimes when you put your stuff like being the duty of the day, then it starts getting repetitive, and then you lose faith in it or lose love for it. Yeah. For some people, it is their life, and that's what they do. So it depends on what works for you. I would love to know or dig a little bit about how the two worlds communicate, though. Like if you feel, for example, that the way that you're creative in your music also makes you creative, I don't know, managing a project when you're doing your management assignments, or the other way around, if like your student experience sort of affects your music or your emotions.
Yes, that's right. So those two worlds do communicate, even though I hadn't expected that before. But I apply the creativity from my music in my management studies. So, for example, when solving a problem, I come up with way more creative ideas than I used to, or I think compared to if I would not do the kind of music. But also in the other way, so the discipline and also the stamina from my management studies somehow, positively affects my music.
That's great. I am very curious to know, since you're an artist, since you're a composer, if you had to compose a song about KLU, what would be the title? What would it be about? What would you talk about KLU?
So I think it would be about overcoming challenges, because that's what happens here almost every day, because you get a task and you're not sure if you're gonna manage that, and then in the end you even get a great recognition for that. So I think my song would then be about overcoming challenges and also the journey of personal development within just such a short time of 2 years of master program. I don't know, the title could be Outgrow Yourself, maybe.
Well, that is really cool. I don't think I will spit the title here. But I really can't wait to hear one day some like cool song about KLU or the life at KLU. I think there's so many things going on here on campus.
Yeah, that's true.
So who knows? Maybe in the future somebody will come up with some idea. And now, Anne-Sophie, brace yourself, because it is time for our rapid fire questions. And for this fast speed quiz, we have our fast speed thinker, Laura Wallini. Laura, ready to shoot?
Hi, Patricia. Yes. Ready to test our guest reflexes and see how fast she can answer her ties with KLU. Anne-Sophie, the game is really easy. Quick questions, 1 second to respond each, and say the first thing that comes to your mind. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite lecture room at KLU?
The room with the view on the Alfie.
That's of course. Breakout rooms or silence room?
Breakout rooms.
Great. Favorite KLU event or party?
I've never been to one.
Oh, summer or
Corona.
winter in the Hafen?
Summer.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Define your time at KLU in 3 words.
International, fun, and creative.
That's great. And favorite memory of KLU?
Oh, that's spending time with my class in the breakout rooms, having pizza, talking more instead of working. So
Great, Anne-Sophie. Thank you so much. You have great reflexes, and I can totally agree that the breakout rooms are the greatest rooms to study with friends, have some pizza after exam meetings. Thank you. And now back to Patricia, maybe for one more final question.
Yeah, I also agree. Pizza and talking more than working, it always sounds great. I'm a master of procrastination sometimes, so why not? But yeah, we have to get going and close this podcast today, but not without getting, I would say, a last piece of wisdom. Since you're here and you can bring the wisdom to this KLU podcast, a little bit about this music journey that you have taken. What is a good takeaway of your music adventure that has reflected on your academic life?
So I think it's the progress you make in every single song. So the lyrics get better, the melodies or the arrangement become more creative, a little bit more professional compared to the last song. And observing my personal progression and growth over the years motivates me to keep improving. And I think exactly this point is that this motivation is also reflected in relation to my studies. So true to the motto, step by step to the goal. That's what I pursue.
Well, I couldn't put better words. So we keep that wonderful advice, and we hope that you keep that progression and it becomes many achievements in the future in your musical
Thank you.
hobby. I wouldn't say career, but hobby in your musical life. And I just remind that you have your Spotify profile. So if somebody is interested in listening to Ann-Sophie, with this, it's time to say goodbye today. We'll hear more amazing stories in our next episode of Import and Learning, KLU Stories. Until then, receive a warm greeting from who has been on this side of the waves. Christopher Estigar in the technical side, Laura Guarlini in the production and on the mic today, and I'm Patricia Vendala. Take care and keep your crane moving. Tschüss!
Discover Kuhne Logistics University in Hamburg, Germany. Learn more about their offered business and supply chain management study programs at the-klu.org.